Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. This is probably going to be the most technology-filled episode I've ever filmed, but you guys wanted to see it, so I'm going to do my best to film it and edit it for you. So what I'm doing today, this is my 300 Blackout. I've had this for quite some time. This is the CMMG 300 Blackout AR, but here's the trick. I've got an Arkin EP8 on here that I need to sight in. I bore sighted it. It ought to be pretty close, but I need to sight it in. You guys watch the show? No, I'm a big fan of Arkin. Code WHOTEEWHO gets me and you 25% off optics that are already in the budget-friendly realm. I run Arkins on pretty near everything now. Got to get that sighted in. Also, this is my Bump in the Night subsonic. So I've got my Banish 30 V2 on here. 220 grain subsonic rounds ought to be whisper quiet. Here's what I'm sending out of there. It's going to be real quiet. Got to have this sighted in, Bump in the Night, uber, ultra quiet, whatever. Then on top of that, I am putting this clip on, which is the DNT Hydra, in front of it, which is going to turn this into a thermal rig. I've got one video on this, kind of a first look thing. This is absolutely awesome. It's called the DNT Hydra. Check it out, see if it's something you might want to use. Standalone scope, you can have it be a monocular, or you can do like this, turn any scope into a thermal, which is what I'm going to do after I get it sighted in. It'll clip on right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we have 300 Blackout thermal. Well, when I first put this thing on, just testing it, everybody said, well, where's the reticle? I don't see the reticle. All I see is the thermal screen. That's because this is in front of the scope. So when you internally record on this, it's seeing this forward. Well, on top of this, I just mounted my scope camera so that I can show you guys the view that I'm seeing. See the reticle through the Arkin, then see through to the thermal. Bing, boom, boom. 3 pieces of technology here all chained up together. But this is going to make it so you guys can see what I'm seeing, and maybe you might want to pick up one of these Hydras. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever picked up. I'm swapping this mount out for a quick disconnect. Once you have that quick disconnect, boom, this is a thermal. Boom, that's a thermal. Boom, that's a thermal. This can turn everything into a thermal, as long as you can mount it. But this mount is just 3 screws. So once I get this sighted in, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. Trigger, scope, cam it all, and then get this sighted in. Then we'll put the thermal on, and I'll hit some steel out here. We got bright sun. The steel targets ought to be catching the rays of the sun. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Make sure you stay to the end. Whisper quiet, 300 Blackout subsonic. That's got a camera. That's got an Arkin EP8. That's going to be a thermal. This is going to be fun. Check it out. Do my best to capture everything on the cameras so we can edit it so you can see what I'm seeing and show you how all this works. But let's get to going. First, I'm going no thermal, so without the clip on, just the Arkin and the camera, so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Let me know if you like this style of filming. It's a big time pain for me out at the range and editing, but if you like the videos better, then I'm all about it. I'll film a bunch more this way through the scope so you can see what I'm seeing. But let's load it up, get this dialed in perfect at 100, then throw that thermal on there and hit some steel with a whisper. It's gonna be fun. Check it out. Watch to the end. All right, now, so here's the deal. I'm gonna go ahead and run this camera as a backup, but I'm gonna do split screen target camera through the scope so you guys can see what I'm doing. I took a deer with 44 mag with this camera on it this past deer season, and I didn't have the memory card in there, so we didn't get the through the scope footage. Now, let me turn this scope camera on. Let me see here. I'm an old timer these days, y'all. Says we're on. Nope, says we're, nope. The blue light's on, that means we're on. Please connect to the camera. We're on the Wi-Fi. Okay, now we're on the, I'm connecting my phone to this camera, checking the quality of your connection. All right, we're recording through the camera. So now you see it's fuzzy. So I've got to get my little tool out here, or we're gonna get 1,000 comments of people saying, man, this goober don't know what he's doing. So once I get this set up, I have to actually set the focus on the camera. That's how much I love y'all. I'm trying to make some quality content here. All right, so now we're gonna have split screen. And I'm just gonna get this thing dialed in here. It's only got 8 power zoomies, so as long as I'm like a 2, 3, 4 inch group, we're gonna call it good. We hit the paper there? I don't see a hit, do you? Oh, we're way high. I saw it hit the dirt behind it. Now we should be ballpark, at least on the paper. Oh yeah, see that hit there at the top? That ought to get us close. Now watch that bullseye now. All right, so our group is favoring high and right. I'm okay with the up. Let's bring it just left a little bit. Send a few more, just that bottom left target. We're hitting left. Because I turned it the wrong way, huh? No, I think I just turned it too far. We were right. So let me come back. All right, let me grab some more ammo. I didn't think I was going to send that much. All right, now for this real quick, I'm not going to fool with fiddling with filming through the scope, but I got the target camera going. I just want to verify the zero on this and make sure it's in there. I said I don't care if it's perfect, but I want it to hit what I'm aiming at. So checking the zero here, then I'll go back to filming through the scope and put that thermal on there. Shade right, huh? Send another. Bring it right just a shade. Try this. Top left target. Hopefully we're remotely a bullseye. Man, see now it's the other side. We're gonna leave it there. It's like an inch high and it's dancing around left to right. But now we're on. Let's slap that thermal on. This is gonna be the fun part. Filming through this rig where you guys can see my reticle in the thermal on some steel that ought to be catching the sun right now. All right, now if I pull this off, it's gonna be a miracle, but I've got LPVO on 1 power. This is on 1.5 power. It has its own zoom. And this is simply recording from the eyepiece what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna zoom in with the reticle just so you can see how we're filming through my reticle on the LPVO. So let's just get that steel there. Should be able to hit it, huh? Oh, you gotta load it. Now this is on what? 3 power zoom on my LPVO. Come on, I'm missing too much. It's kind of heavy holding it up like this with all 3 of these pieces on there. There we go. Left. Let's go to this target over here. What am I doing? We're running out of ammo. Let's change the mode up. Oh yeah, that's, you can see the paint gone off of it. Whew. But, all right, so I'm sitting here editing this video, and full disclaimer, that footage there through the scope is kind of fuzzy, but it's just the footage because I had the camera back here. The camera has its own internal focus, which I focused for the 100-yard sight-in. But the camera itself, you saw when I was on the target at 100 yards, that camera itself is a little bit fuzzy. Then you put it on this scope, which has its own focus adjustments. And then you put it on this, which has its own focus adjustment here and another adjustment here. And the footage was just kind of fuzzy. But the Hydra itself, it looks great. Looking through it myself, it looked clear as day. And just to show you, the original video when I took this out of the box, I filmed my dogs in the yard with it. Let me go ahead and roll that footage in real quick just to show you the actual image quality without being distorted through that camera and all that other stuff. But I really wanted to show you guys the reticle through that, and that's why I filmed it that way. But let me just show you the footage using this in the yard with my dogs when I had the focus all the way tuned. Good, check this out. Alright, so I'm recording now. Let me get my focus going here. Ooh, look at that puppy dog. Alright, so that right there, that is Buddy. His daddy is a what do you call those dogs? A beagle, and his mom was a basset, so he's a half-breed. Let me switch up the modes on here. Black hot, red hot, iron hot, white hot. Kind of like that one. And over here we have got Mr. That's my full-blood basset hound. Let me try to get the crispest picture here. I had to throw some treats out there to get him out there, but you can see how good this picture is. My goodness. And this is just me holding it like a monocular here. But man, that is some good footage right there. So that is the view right there that a bunch of you guys were asking me for. So I'm interested in that Hydra thing, but I want to see it through your reticle. Well, that's filming through the reticle. Now people are going to complain that I was too shaky. Oh, you should have had it in a rest. I know. We'll do that next time. But hey, super quiet. The thing is dialed in. I'm going to leave the LPVO right there. It's sighted in with the subsonic Remington 220 grainers. The image quality looks the best when you have this on 1 power zoom. The more you crank it up, the muddier it makes your thermal quality. But this was on low power, and I had this on 1 and 3 through most of that filming. But if you haven't seen these, this is the DNT Hydra, and this is another one we get codes through so we can get it even cheaper. Like I said, slap this onto anything and make it a thermal. Do whatever you want to do with it. Standalone scope, monocular, you know, keep it in your truck, glove box, whatever. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. But hey, make sure you're subscribed. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried one of these Hydras. But again, we get discounts on those. But hey, appreciate you watching. So many requests for this video. I wanted to bring out all the crazy cameras so you guys could see what I'm seeing. And I needed to get this 300 blackout sighted in anyways. But hey, appreciate you watching. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hooty hoo.